Recuerda que estamos en las redes sociales. Toda la noticia, las estadísticas, lo más destacado del partido, lo puede encontrar en el más el saludo a nuestros patrocinadores. Con nosotros de Auto Sólido, la Y con la presentación oficial a los equipos, a la salud oficial, en el básquetbol de América, desde el proceso que se ahora. Sigue viendo la situación de los de la básquetbol de América, y a continuación, la pelota para terminar este encuentro. Los alumnos a 22, a puedes, Gastón para terminar el cuadro. A 23, Nicolás Flores de Paraguay.
Look to just good evening and welcome into Coliseo Evangelista Mora in Cali, Colombia for tonight's Basketball Champions League America's Group A matchup between Paisas Basketball Club of Medellin and Real Estelí of Managua. Alongside Andrew Hunt, I'm Craig Beta, and we're so glad you can be with us tonight wherever you're watching from in the USA on FanDuel TV, in South America on DirecTV, and around the rest of the world on the BCL America's YouTube channel and Courtside 1891. Andrew, we came into last night's game between Paisas and Toros de Valle wondering if the additions Daniel Sewane made to the Paisas roster were going to be enough. He brought on Juan Rosario, Eric Griffin, and Victor Liz, and last night they combined for 58 points. Liz had 34 of them in that win. Question is it enough to catch Real Estelí?
Right, huge contributions by the new folks. Tonight, we'll see just how elite Real Estelí's defense is. We mentioned Paisas is revamped and proven they can compete with their improved roster.
For El Tren del Norte, they look to just keep rolling. Their expected leaders, Esriel de Jesus, Gabriel Giron, and Jared Ruiz, all had great January windows, and David Rosario didn't make any changes to the roster for February. In fact, he didn't even change anything in the starting lineup. We saw just a few moments ago, Esriel de Jesus, Gabriel Giron, Bartel Lopez, Jared Ruiz, and Will Daniels from the USA starting for Real Estelí. For Paisas and head coach Daniel Seoane, it's going to be Eric Crawford, Juan Rosario, Eric Griffin, Victor Lis, and Glenn Cosi. Cosi had 20 points against Estelí in January. And of course, the contributions last night for Lis, Rosario, and Griffin. Griffin had 11 points, Rosario 13 points, 11 rebounds. Lis, in addition to his 34 points, heck, they talk about shooting your age in golf. He's 38 years old. He scored 34 points. He almost shot his age, but he also added 9 rebounds and 4 assists. The only thing really that he's got to button up would be the turnovers. He turned it over 6 times last night.
Right, we mentioned he'd love to not have that many turnovers, but in a performance like that, 6 turnovers isn't too bad, but obviously 0 is the best number for that stat. The only stat you really don't want more of.
Our officials tonight, Leonardo Salazar of Argentina, Andres Bartel of Uruguay, and Nicolas Flores of Paraguay. This is the only game in BCLA play tonight. We will be back here tomorrow night as Estelí takes on Toros de Valle at 6:10 p.m. local time, 6:10 Eastern in the U.S. We are underway, and Real Estelí on offense first. Giron around the screen, takes it all the way himself, runs into the defense, puts it up and over and in. Nice start for Giron, 36 years old, Mexican national team member. He had 20 points against Paisas in January. We can now, Andrew, officially call it the February window since we have actually flipped the calendar into February. We did have a game last night, of course. It was still January 31st, but since Group A did not play in December, they're playing a double window here and got a little bit of a head start last night as a travel is called.
Yeah, February doesn't have many days, so it just borrowed that extra day January has, the 31st. January didn't need it. That was good.
Well, there you go. I like that. I like that logic.
Yeah.
So here comes De Jesus. Swings it right side. Will Daniels gives it up. Now a long 3 on the way. That is good. And it's a 6-0 lead for Real Estelí early. But answering at the other end, Juan Rosario. He was 2 for 4 from the arc last night.
Hand down, man down is what we call that one. Daniels knew it right away.
Score is 5-3, by the way. Not. We had it at 6-0 on our graphic there momentarily. And there you get a look at the 38-year-old Dominican legend, Victor Lis. Talked about him at length last night. He is just a scoring machine. He was whistled for the foul there, though, and De Jesus to the free throw line makes it 6-3 with 1 more to come. Books the second. We mentioned this, the only game tonight. 1 more tomorrow night in Group A. We take Monday and Tuesday off then before picking up Groups A and D on Wednesday. Group A will move from here in Cali to Medellin, about 440 kilometers to the north, to the home floor of Paisas. And these 2 teams will play Wednesday night. That time it's Bartel Lopez from outside. Also on Wednesday, we will have Franca back in action in Group D. They will take on CDC Leones. That will take place in Franca, Brazil. And we will bring both of those games to you. Another three-pointer, Real Estelí. They are smoking from outside early. That one, De Jesus again. Crawford tries to answer, just short. Now here comes Ruiz. Drops it off right side, a little bit too far for Will Daniels. Poked out of bounds, and it'll stay with Estelí. Oh, nice feed to the cutting Bartel Lopez. Could not get it with the left hand, though. Lisa has one man to beat. Little hesitation step, draws the foul, and he will go to the free throw line. At least last night, 14 of 16 from the stripe. At least probably wondering how that one didn't fall in.
I'm interested to see if he visits the charity stripe as much this evening as he did last night. He was there quite a bit. And if you didn't catch that game, it was a pretty big difference between free throws on the team level as well.
Yeah, Paisas shot something like 20 more free throws last night. And again, we talked about it during the broadcast that, we were on the home floor for Toros. You'd think they might get the bulk of the calls, get some home cooking, but that was not the case. And of course, we don't really see that a lot in FIBA play. They pull officials from they pull officials from countries that are not involved in the two games. So in this one, we have teams from Colombia and Nicaragua, and our officials are from Argentina, Uruguay, and Paraguay. Oh, shot blocked by Juan Rosario. I've been doing, going into my 10th year doing games for FIBA. I don't know if I can count how many I've done. This is my 24th event. Another three-pointer, my goodness. Ruiz again. And I can only recall one game where I did not think the officiating was to par. And that was all the way back in 2015 in a sub-zone qualifier. As Victor Liss with the pretty reverse layup. My goodness. In fact, at one point, Sam Mitchell was the head coach of one of the teams. It was a women's game, and he threatened to pull his team off the floor because he didn't think it was safe. But that, in all the scores of games that I've done for FIBA, the officiating is just always so top-notch. That was a top-notch shot right there. My goodness. Yasriel De Jesus from just outside the left elbow makes it 17-11. Coming up on 5 minutes to play first quarter. 3 on the way from Eric Griffin, and that is good.
Not sure that we saw Griffin attempt any three-pointers last night, or he did one that was like a buzzer beater that I recall.
He was 1 for 3 from the arc last night.
Okay.
As Paisas gets the breakaway dunk there and gets to within 1. But these teams so far, a combined 5 of 7 from three-point range. Alley-oop swatted out of there, and Paisas looking for the lead. Here comes Kosi. Bounce pass, lays it up and in. That's Juan Rosario, and Paisas have their first lead of the night at 18-17. Nice move to get the defender in the air, and Gabriel Giron will go to the free throw line. In this tournament so far, 5 of 6 from the stripe. Andy Perez on the floor now for Real Estelí, replacing Bartel Lopez. As Giron puts Estelí back on top by 1. Griffin again for 3. Oh, he thought that one was good. It looked good. Now Daniels from the corner, and he hits from outside. Will Daniels hits his first attempt on the night. He was 1 of 5 from the arc coming into this one, and Estelí back up by 4. Inside 3.5 minutes to play in this first quarter. Griffin kicking it into the corner. Here's Crawford on the drive. Gets it to fall! Eric Crawford will go to the line to try to complete the three-point play. The circus shot spun in off the glass. Let's look at this one again. Here comes Crawford. He lost it in midair.
I wondered. I was like, man, that looked more awkward than it needed to be. He lost the ball. All right.
He just wanted to add a degree of difficulty. Completes the three-point play, and Crawford gets Paisas back to within 1. Ruiz. Oh, the pretty find with the left hand. Zipping it underneath to Daniels.
2 defensive breakdowns in a row. Both times Daniels was wide open, 1 for a 3 and 1 for that backdoor layup.
No call on the bump there. You saw the official signaling to get up. That was a no call either way, and didn't see what happened to DeJesus there.
I think he just came in contact with a defender's hand that was out or something like that with his ear.
And I like that no call. Victor Lease isn't going to bump anybody down. Don't recall who the defender was that was on him, but that was a good no call. Juan Salcedo onto the floor now for Paisas. Glenn Cosi comes out.
Ooh, nice.
And 1 for Andy Perez. Boy, he just took the bigger Juan Rosario down. He's not much bigger, but created some separation, advanced.
Perez looked a little hesitant there on the catch, but then made a real decisive move in the post. I liked it. Also, because the jump hook is kind of my signature move, so
I thought the free throw line. I thought the free throw line dunk was your signature move.
That's
Perez completes.
Yeah, when I create a player on PlayStation, yeah.
There you go. Andrew, we're at 50 points in this quarter already with over 2 minutes to play still.
I can't remember. What was
that's what
towards
happens.
the beginning?
Both teams shooting 69.23%, both 9 of 13 from the floor overall.
Nice.
Estelí has taken the advantage in three-point shooting. They're 4 of 5. Paisas have fallen off. They're just 2 of 5 now. Lease. threw it off the foot, but Paisas gets it back. Lee says that's how we drew it up. I'll throw it off of Arbaleda's foot. You pick it up, throw it back to me, and I'll hit it 3. 27-26 now. This is like an NBA All-Star game.
See, I think that eclipses. We had a first quarter that we got over 50 on towards the beginning of the tournament. I want to say it was 53, which is what we're at currently. Don't remember who that was.
I think the first quarter last night was over 50 because wasn't it 29-23?
Yeah, I think last night also. I almost mentioned the same thing I'm talking about now, but tonight I think we're higher. Yeah. What did you think the closing was yesterday?
The first quarter last night I think was 29-23, maybe 29-24 between Toros and Paisas. We also had a 24-28 quarter last night. Good grief. I guess the teams like this gym. Good shooting background or something.
Yeah, so far, Estelí has been able to shoot pretty well wherever they are so far. Of course,
that's true.
We were on their home court for the first window, so that would make sense.
Andrew, what makes a good shooting background?
That's a really good question.
Beautiful spin move. Turn toward the basket. Eric Griffin. Is it not too much depth behind the backboard? Is it when that's real deep and dark, or real deep and too much light, or?
Now, if you can see here, if you pay attention when we're looking at the backboard, it's not too far behind the backboard. So the backboard is clear. And so if there's nothing back there in a larger arena, for example, where Estelí plays, their arena is quite large. I would imagine there's not a lot behind that backboard. At least for me, that always seemed to make a difference. But also, once you get into the game and you get a rhythm going and you kind of have gotten your bearings about you, I don't notice that stuff. I don't really notice the crowd. I don't notice the background. You really do get into the game. But yeah, in the beginning, it can definitely kind of mess you up. I try to kind of get used to that on warm-ups is always my goal.
Least draws the foul on Farrell Poth. I don't think he needed to throw the head back there.
Of course.
Because he was going to get it anyway.
Yeah, it's speaking just a little bit more to that, like to me mentally, the elite players, obviously some athleticism has to do with that, but the ones that have athleticism and mentally can like get into that. There's like kind of a zone. I felt like I never really was in it a lot, and I had to really try to get there. Whereas some people, it just seemed like they could really just turn it off and on. And that was always impressive to me, for people to be able to just zone in, be there, ready to play, have all the stuff that I'm talking about, the crowd noise, all that stuff, and be able to block that out immediately. I tried warm-ups was my goal, to try to get myself to that place. But yeah, that to me is always impressive for a competitor.
Alley-oop rejected as the first quarter comes to an end. Paisas leading 30-29, a 59-point quarter. My goodness. Like the modern NBA. It's crazy. So the shooting numbers, Paisas, 11 of 15 overall, 73%, 3 of 6 from three-point range for 50%, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Real Estelí, 10 of 15 overall for 66%, 4 of 6 from three-point range, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Not a lot of rebounds in this game because people are just not missing shots. We have a total of 5. There's a total of 9 missed shots, Andrew. There's a total of 9 rebounds in the game. 5-4 in favor of Estelí. 3 turnovers for Paisas, 4 for Real Estelí. Individually, Eric Crawford with 5, Juan Rosario 5, Eric Griffin 7, Victor Lease already 13 points. 4 of 4 from the floor, 4 of 4 from the line. So we had 34 last night, and he is looking to match, if not exceed that total tonight. For Estelí, Gabriel de Jesus, 7 points and 3 assists. Farrell Poff, 2. Gabriel Giron, 4 points. Andy Perez, 3. Bartel Lopez, 2. Jared Ruiz, 6. William Daniels, 5. And that rounds out the scoring for Real Estelí. Buckle up, partner, because if these teams keep shooting like this is going to be a fun one.
Right, and you mentioned the kind of the relationship between those two stats. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's obvious, but if for some of our more casual fans, something to understand is the higher the shooting percentage. So in this case, if we're at 66%, basically if I shoot 10, I made 6. Well, there's only 4 rebounds there. A normal percentage is going to be 50 or below, so there's going to equal more rebounds. So you would expect to see, if this shooting keeps up, less rebounds overall. But their value is still maybe even more valuable there, since there's so few, and you want even less second chance points.
Nice move by Crawford in the paint, shooting it up over Josmel Martinez. Giron.
Last time we saw Josmel Martinez, he was having himself a game.
Well, he's
glad I got that in.
Those are his first 3 points in this one, as we are tied at 32. It was 30-29 after the first quarter. Crawford hit the jumper to make it 32-29, and then we just had the 3-pointer by Martinez, so it's tied at 32. For whatever reason, the stat page online has not updated yet either. (33-32) now with that free throw by Crawford. And he hits the second. Little lapse there by Estelí. That leads to the layup. Oh, nicely done by Justin Llerena. And then at the other end, Poff throws that one up.
Yeah, that's something you realize. Lease went in for that layup, and he hit the deck afterwards. Is a little off balance. That's a 5-on-4 the other way if you can hurry up and or inbound the ball, excuse me, which is exactly what Estelí did there.
Garth pulls that rebound down. Here comes the drive by Giron. Into the paint, throws it up in traffic. Looks for the whistle, doesn't get one. Oh, Llerena was begging for the ball in the paint. There was nobody around him, and yeah, he's rightfully frustrated there. But Crawford will go to the free throw line after the foul. So Crawford sits down following the free throw. Going old school and keeping the score by hand here until we get the stat page up and working again. There it is. All right, here comes Urena. Missed. Least can't get the follow. Pulls the rebound out of there. Goes through traffic. Up over his head. No good, but he draws the foul. Victor Lease at 6'2", 188 centimeters, in amongst the trees, fighting for the rebound. So Lease will go back to the free throw line for 2 more. He's 4 of 4 tonight. Lease had 9 rebounds last night against Toros. He's got 3 already in this one. Least now with 14 points and a whistle. And I think the officials have heard enough from David Rosario.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we got a T there. Because they'd already given the ball back to the shooter at the free throw line and then blew the whistle. It's not usually something you're going to do unless there's a...
Yep, you are right. So Lease hits the technical, and he's got 1 more coming from the foul. Well, David Rosario, you are not the only one that Victor Lease has done this to in his career so far. It's 40-34 now, inside 7.5 minutes to play, second quarter.
Ooh.
Yeah, some of the Paisas players wanted the unsportsmanlike there. Garth commits the foul. Let's get another look at it here from our under the basket camera. I don't think that was an unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, it's hard for me if you have any part of your hand on the ball. Hard for me to say that's not in every scenario. I'm sure there's something you could show me that I'd say, oh, okay, but most of the time like that, he was in bad position, got his hand on the ball, held it down, definite foul.
Yeah,
but nothing.
That is good foul
about it. You get 5 of them.
Yeah. And it looks like they are going to review this.
I think it's worthy of review. We've already seen it, so we just, we
True.
see that it.
Yep, you're right.
I think it looked worse in real time than it did on the replay.
Yeah,
because the defender was
I agree
pretty
entirely.
Well, he was out of position pretty good.
So let's look at it here. We'll see it first from the sideline camera. He got behind him. He played the ball. He didn't pull him down. Mm-hmm. He never hit the floor.
But you can see here he's on the opposite side of the ball. So he's on his left shoulder and originally behind him.
He got a lot of ball though too.
Right, that's what I said. So you can see here as he runs down the court, he's on the left shoulder of the ball handler. And behind him.
Yeah.
Catches up once the gather comes to go in for the layup. The ball handler has to slow down because
didn't try to pull him down or anything. Yeah, I don't think that was unsportsmanlike at all.
Yeah, I think they'll see that. I don't anticipate they'll be at the monitor very long. And to me, again, for anybody watching who's new to the game or playing, you're out of position. I like that. He hustles. He tries to get back into the play.
Yeah.
Can't make the stop legitimately, so he fouls.
Oh, they did.
Good
Well,
play.
so much for us.
Really?
They did call it an unsportsmanlike.
Yeah.
I
They
guess they
motioned
said
towards the neck.
Yeah. Huh.
I didn't see any contact with the head or
And
neck area.
and that's what Francisco Garth is asking about. So Rosario gets the unsportsmanlike, and Paisas he'll get 2 shots on the foul, right?
Well, so
He
much
hits
for me
well, he
saying
hits
that I
the
don't think they'll shoot as many free throws tonight.
Yeah. So he hits the 2 free throws on the unsportsmanlike, and Paisas gets the ball.
Ah, yes, the
And now it's
unsportsmanlike was
timeout.
related to the shot. Yeah.
So 42-34, biggest lead of the game now for Paisas following the unsportsmanlike. And with those free throws, Rosario now with 7. 42-34, back in a moment. (42-34) following the free throws by Juan Rosario and 3 free throws by Victor Liz. 2 on a shot and 1 on a technical, and that has given Paisas their biggest lead of the night at 8. Alongside Andrew Hunt, my name is Craig Fada. Thanks so much for joining us wherever you're tuned in from around the Americas or around the world. In the USA on FanDuel TV, in South America on DirecTV, as Liz misses that 3-pointer, tried to be saved by Justin Llerena unsuccessfully. And welcome into those of you watching around the rest of the world on the BCL Americas YouTube channel and Courtside 1891. Second day of the February window, even though it's just the first day of February. Got a little bit of a head start last night. Ooh, a little hot potato, and look what I found. Says, was that Ruiz? Or was that Garth? Oh, that was Ferguson. Ponce Ferguson.
Yep.
No, well, I thought it was 24. Well, no question there. That was Victor Liz, number 24. He buries another 3-pointer. And right away, David Rosario wants timeout. That was Ponce Ferguson, by the way. You were right. And now Victor Liz, 19 points already. 5 of 6 shooting from the floor. 2 of 3 from 3-point range. The lead is now 11 at 45-36. And David Rosario wants timeout. Sorry, the lead is 9. Again, that's why I am in broadcasting and not a math teacher. But either way, I think we've answered the question, Andrew, that Victor Liz has really made a significant contribution to Paisas, and he has brought them even, and at this point, ahead of Estelí. Real Estelí looks a little shell-shocked tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned too, was it, I believe you said, what, Juan Rosario and Eric Griffin were also new additions in this window?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the three of them, that's what I was going to mention. We kind of have the benefit because Group A, this is their second window. We've seen the second window of all the other groups. I think I can say pretty confidently these additions to this team are the best. We've seen a couple other teams didn't
Yeah.
do so great in the first window and made some changes. Don't know that really made much of a difference in terms of the record. This team, I think they look way more competitive now, and it shows on the scoreboard currently.
Giron hits the three-pointer to get Estelí back to within 6 with 5:55 to play in the second quarter.
Man, quick three timeouts here.
Yeah. Really, the only team, I think, that had as significant an addition and we'll talk about that in just a moment as far as additions go. Before the timeout, talking about the impact of Victor Lees, the only player that really is that impactful that was added to a team would be Lucas Diaz of Franca. But Franca
Oh,
was
absolutely.
rolling prior to the addition of Diaz. He only made them better. Victor Lees joined a team that had lost by a total of 40 points in their first two games, thereabouts. And now all of a sudden, they look like a dynamo.
I know his points jump out on the stat line, but I don't want to minimize Rosario and Griffin's, you know, playing ability and their
Yeah.
athleticism. You see there, Griffin has added some rebounds. Uh, they play an important role as well, I think.
Yeah, Rosario last night, he had 11 rebounds and 4 assists in addition to his 13 points. Griffin had 11 points, 3 boards. Daniels into the corner. Here comes Ruiz. Little turnaround spin along the baseline. That was pretty. And just like that, Real Estelí back to within 3. Little 3-player pile up there. Glad to see everybody's okay. So Griffin back to the free throw line. Rather, to the free throw line. He has not shot one yet tonight. He was 2 of 2 against Toros last night. One of the other things that we talked about with regard to Victor Lees was the turnovers. So far, 19 points, 3 rebounds, 1 turnover. So he's taking much better care of the ball tonight. DeJesus.
He might be the best point guard in the tournament.
Christian Arboleda. After the nice pass from Eric Griffin.
Craig, in your absence, in one of our last games, I found out that DeJesus, his nickname is El Macho.
Well, he took your nickname. That's not fair.
Well, I've got so many, though. I'll let him. He can use it. Use it while you need it, Easy come, easy go.
Juan Salcedo comes on. I believe that was Glenn Kosey that came out. Not sure what that whistle was. Well, they called a foul on Kosey. That was Kosey's third, so he came out as DeJesus goes to the rack, ends up on the deck, and will go to the free throw line. Oh, what a crossover to get past Salcedo. Great camera work as well.
Yeah, we've gotten great looks at some pretty important plays and nice plays like that.
We may have a 120-point half here. Salcedo.
Ooh.
And now here's Griffin looking for help. Finally gets it to Lease. Lease, oh my! With the shot clock winding down, Lease goes around Griffin. Griffin threads the needle with the pass, and Lease in traffic lays it in. And Victor Lease now with 21 points. Lease around Griffin this time. Nearly loses it. Oh, beautiful pass to Crawford in the paint. Won't go. The tip won't go either. By Rosario. Gets tipped out of bounds. And Will Daniels, adamant that it did not go off of him. Hard to say from there in full speed anyway, but
yeah, would need it in slow-mo to make an educated
super
guess.
Slow-mo even. That foul is going to be on Bartel Lopez on the baseline drive by Griffin with 3:21 to play in this second quarter. It looked like when Griffin was initially going up on that drive that he was going to dunk it. And he kind of double clutched when the defender made contact. But if he had been able to continue with his original course, that would have been a highlight reel dunk.
We've had a few of those in this tournament.
We have. Griffin swishes the first.
I believe it was actually, was it Paisas? I think it was somebody in this group. We had like 3 dunks in a row. 2 of them by the same person. I'm trying to remember who that was.
So Griffin now with 11. 54-47. Coming up on 3 minutes to play second quarter. Ruiz. He launches the three, and that is good. Jared Ruiz now with a dozen. He's 3 for 3 from the arc. What a game. These offenses are something tonight. Now Griffin for 3. That is good.
Where are we?
I think we're watching the Dubs.
Man, 70% three. Only about 42% three for Paisas. Yeah. But still high shooting percentages, about 60 and 66.
Giron now, that one missed. You can tell that one was offline. And at least knocked to the floor. That foul's going to be on Daniels.
Oh, yeah, he kind of caught that knee that you can see. I didn't notice till just now. I actually did notice earlier, but I didn't realize. I thought it was the angle that I didn't realize I was looking at tape on his knee. But he had a little slip last night that he.
Yeah.
I don't know if he officially. Don't know if he officially sprained it, but I always call when
he wasn't out.
Pain but can still play. I always call that a sprain. I'm not a medical person, but that's what I always called it.
I think that's a tweak. He tweaked the knee.
Okay.
Tweaked an ankle. If you can't play, I would call it a sprain.
Oh, you could still play on a sprain. I've also been officially told I had a sprain and I played. So I know that part. I know that for sure.
Right. But I mean, I think it has to be at least a sprain for you to not play. You can't sit out with a tweak or a ding.
Correct.
But he's got that kinesio tape all over that dinged up knee. We're 2 points away from a 120. No, we're at 110 right now, almost. Again, not with the math so much am I. Foul committed there by Urena. And Will Daniels hits the free throw to make it 58-51. He's got 6 points now. Will Daniels, haven't talked about him much tonight. From Hyde Park, New York, University of Rhode Island, 2008. I believe those are the Rams, aren't they? It's another guy who's been all over the place. He won championships in Kosovo, Mexico, Puerto Rico, France, Latvia. He was the scoring champion in Turkey in 2018. The Greek All-Star Weekend Dunk Contest winner way back in 2009. 2 times first team All-Atlantic 10 in 2007-8 with Rhode Island. Put up 18.6 points and 6.5 rebounds his senior year in the Atlantic 10. That's getting it done. Will Daniels.
The internet agrees with you that Rhode Island, they are the Rams.
I didn't think there were a lot of Rams in Rhode Island. Of course, there's not a lot of Jazz in Utah, not a lot of lakes in Los Angeles.
Well, I've never been off the mainland to visit Rhode Island, so.
Rhode Island, not actually an island, though.
Huh? What? It's in the name. You're joshing me. Get out of here, Craig. All right.
Not a lot of Bulls in Chicago either, for that matter. Or Bears. And a 8-second violation. At least could not get it past Jared Ruiz. Inside of 90 seconds to play now, second quarter. Not a lot of Bengals in Cincinnati either, for that matter. But we could go on and on. Now Lease for three. Splash! Victor Lease again. He's got 25. Victor Lease, 34 last night in his debut with Paisas, 25 already tonight, and we're not even to halftime. DeJesus. Now Giron. I don't think he even got that off. No, he did not. Give it to Lease. Why not? Let him shoot it from anywhere. Griffin to Crawford. Now from the corner for three. That's short for Salcedo. And here comes Estelí. Ruiz. Driving. And it'll go. Lead is 5. Shot clock off. Game clock at 9. Not sure what they were trying to do there. But Real Estelí is going to get another possession out of this. Oh, and they're going to get a foul.
That's a terrible turn of events here for Paisas to give it up.
Yeah.
They had a chance to look at a shot, or even if they just held the ball, you don't give a chance to Estelí. Now Estelí may be shooting free throws.
Are they going to look at this to see if it was a shooting foul or...
The good thing that DeJesus says on this one is he probably was shooting. So a lot of times if you're in the position where he was and you try to make it look like you're going to shoot, the ref's going to say, yeah, right. Well, in this case, the clock was about to expire. So what else was he doing? You know what I mean? So seems reasonable he was trying to actually shoot. What I mean to say is people get fouled and they kind of make it look like they were in a,
right.
The foul happens. Then they try to make it look like they were in a shooting motion. But in this case, it's likely he was shooting. He did not have enough time to pass to anybody to.
You saw the official talking with Pedro Raga, the FIBA commissioner at that game. Seen him at a table seemingly a couple million times at FIBA events. Jesus misses the first free throw. Pretty upset with himself. So 0.2 of a second left after this free throw. It's good. So the lead now 4. And Paisas will not try to get a shot off before halftime. But my goodness, what a half of basketball. 61-56 in favor of Paisas. Paisas outscore Real Estelí in that second quarter 31-27. My goodness, a pair of 30-plus point quarters for Paisas in this game. just bonkers as we look at the shooting numbers. Paisas overall, 18 of 31, 58%, 6 of 14 from three-point range, 42.9%. 19 of 21 from the free throw line. Again, shooting a ton of free throws, Paisas. Real Estelí, 19 of 30 overall for 63%, 7 of 11 from three-point range for 63%. They are 12 of 16 on free throws. Paisas leading the rebounding battle, 16-10. Just 5 turnovers in that first half for Paisas. 6 for Real Estelí. Individually for Paisas, Eric Crawford, 10 points. Christian Arboleda has 3 points, 3 boards. Justin Llerena, 2 points. Juan Rosario, 7 points, 4 rebounds. Eric Griffin had himself a half. 14 points on 4 of 6 shooting, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. And Victor Liz, my goodness, 25 points on 7 of 9 shooting, 3 of 5 from three-point range, 8 of 9 from the free throw line. He's also got 4 rebounds and just 1 turnover in that first half. For Real Estelí, Esriel de Jesus, 13 points, 4 assists. Cosmel Martinez, 3 points. Farrell Poff has 4. Gabriel Garron, 7. Andy Perez, 3. Bartel Lopez, 3. Jared Ruiz, 15. To go along with 3 rebounds and 2 assists. Will Daniels, 7. Ponce Ferguson has 2. There's some guys having some games here in this one, but they're all overshadowed, Andrew Hunt, by Victor Liz, 25 points. After putting up 34 in a full game last night, 24, or rather 25 at halftime. If you are David Rosario, what do you try to do in the second half to slow down Victor Liz?
I may consider, assigning one person to him that doesn't leave him. He's scored enough points in this game and made a big enough difference that I would consider it. But if I don't go quite that far, then you just have to realize that you're going to have to close out on him, find him on the floor. You don't leave that guy open. I'm letting anybody else shoot besides him, So just be mindful of where he's at. I'd probably say the same thing about Griffin, as he was shooting pretty well in the first half and found himself in positions to score as well. But Liz is highest on my list, 100%.
And it's not like Paisas found a guy that nobody's ever heard of before. And you're like, where did this guy come from? How do we defend him? What are his strengths? I mean, it's Victor Liz. He's 38 years old. He's a legend. But I guess there's a reason he's a legend. Nobody can stop him. So at halftime, 61-57, 118 points in the first half. My goodness. This one's been fun, and we've got a whole half of basketball yet to come here at Coliseo Evangelista Mora in Cali, Colombia. We are back with second half action in just a few moments. 61-57 in favor of Paisas as we head to the second half here at Coliseo Evangelista Mora in Cali, Colombia. Bay action in Basketball Champions League Americas. Second night of the February window. Last night, Paisas defeated Toros del Valle 99-87, and they are looking very strong through one half of play against Group A leaders Real Estelí. Alongside Andrew Hunt, my name is Craig Fada. Thanks so much for being with us, wherever you're tuned in from, around the Americas and around the world, as Eric Crawford gets loose and comes up a little gingerly following that bucket. In the USA, we're on FanDuel TV. In South America, on DirecTV, and around the rest of the world on the BCL Americas YouTube channel and FIBA's Courtside 1891. Giron in traffic, looking for a whistle but did not get one. There you get a look at David Rosario, head coach for Real Estelí. Crawford getting it right side. Here's Cozy. Had some foul trouble in that first half. Cozy now tried to shoot the three, must have had it blocked. He tried to bring it down, and then I think somebody did get a piece of it, and there's De Jesus with the easy layup, and we are tied at 63. So just like that, Real Estelí right back in this one. Now here's Griffin in the paint, working it around the outside. Crawford for three. That is good. Estelí turns it over, and again, Giron asking for a foul. Crawford.
Yeah, well, he's asking for that foul. He left his defense shorthanded.
So a quick 5 points for Paisas, and now you already saw one technical foul called against Real Estelí. David Rosario rung up in the first half, and Gabriel Giron And did we get a technical or a timeout? Looks like we got a technical. Yep. So that was on Gabriel Giron.
now down 6. Those 2 technicals, they're even more important.
Yeah. Giron now for 3. That's good. Giron says, all right, I got 3 back right there. So it's all good. Lace has his pass intercepted, and that's an easy layup for DeJesus. And now, just like that, a little 5-0 run by Real Estelí to get back to within 1 at 69-68.
2 steals for wide open baskets, too, from Estelí.
(69-68) in favor of Paisas. Paisas briefly got the lead back out to 6 at 69-63 following the technical foul call on Gabriel Giron. He turned around and hit a 3, and then DeJesus had an easy layup. Now here's Lis. Stumbled on his way through the lane and got called for the travel. He thought he got tripped. Not sure what he's pointing to his knee for. He's got a tattoo right there. Maybe he's saying, hey, read this tattoo. No, he tripped on his own foot.
There was brief contact with Giron's leg, but he was stepping around, and Giron didn't really move into him.
Yeah, but what caused him to stumble was his left foot his toe hit the floor, and that's what caused him to lose his footing and his balance. Giron. Now here comes Martinez. Nope. And Estelí can't take the lead back. Griffin has it swatted out of bounds on that layup attempt. It was 1-on-2. So he kind of just had to take it. Looked like he wanted a foul call.
Ooh, that's...
Yeah, you got whacked on the hand pretty good.
Maybe I don't know. I thought Giron got all the ball.
Oh, my. Lace again for 3. He's got 28. 4 of 6 from three-point range. Giron trying to shake Lis. Martinez on the handoff, and now Esrael DeJesus from the left wing, and he's all smiles after that shot. Estelí back to within 1. 5.5 minutes to play, third quarter. This has been one of the most entertaining games I've seen in a while, as Crawford steps on the sideline to start that drive.
Something to keep an eye on, too. Gabriel Giron is the one guarding Lis for Paisas, and he's being pretty physical with him. They've been running him off a screen from Griffin there. There's a lot of contact happening, a lot of looking at the ref. So something's going to give there. Somebody's going to get a whistle, either Griffin on the screen or Garone fighting through the screen, and Garone and Lise have already chirped with the refs, so.
Well, and Garone's already got a technical, so he can't say too much. Here comes DeJesus. Picked up on the switch. He launches another three. That is good! That one was up there for a week and a half before coming straight down through the cylinder. And Real Estelí back on top by 2. And now Arboleda travels.
That's what me and the boys call the 1-2 chuckas. And we'd probably announce, we'd say face right after that.
Lopez has his pass intercepted by Lise, and he will get 2 more. Lise, how about that?
Well, hello.
38 years old, getting up, throwing down the reverse dunk at 6'2", 188 centimeters, and he's got 30. You've heard the expression that Father Time remains undefeated. I don't think Father Time has met Victor Lise. I don't think Father Time wants to.
We'll ignore that little shuffle gather step there that he took, but yeah.
A great drive by Yesriel DeJesus puts Estelí back on top now. I think this is my 4th year covering BCL Americas. 3rd year, maybe 4th. 2nd full season, to be sure. And this may be the most entertaining game I've seen. I mean, we've certainly had some close ones, some buzzer beaters for sure. But, I mean, as far as the teams consistently lighting it up the entire game, going back and forth, going on runs, great plays, 3-pointers, dunks, high scoring tallies. DeJesus again. Picked up by Terena.
Both teams over 60% shooting, which Paisas has improved their shooting because they were just under 60% before the half.
3 from the right wing. That is good! Paisas back on top. That's Juan Rosario. He's got 10 now. Martinez got it back, puts up the 3. Rebound Lopez. He kicks it back out. Ruiz nearly has his pocket picked. Estelí's got time to set up maybe one play. Ruiz for 3. Why not? This is insanity.
Yeah, and I was going to say if we got a steal there, but to go back to something we've talked about before, when your shooting percentage is already that high, to raise it, like I said, Paisas was just under 60. I think they were 58% before the half, and now looking at 63%. So that means you're shooting. I know, again, if it's math and simple, then I apologize, but that means you got to shoot better than 60% to get yourself up.
Yeah.
So that's pretty wild to me.
And as we have a foul on the floor, I want to bring up something, Andrew, that you talked about just a few moments ago. Real Estelí's playing more physical on Victor Lise. We talked about his 6 turnovers last night against Toros. We talked about how he improved, only 1 turnover in the first half in this game. Now, with the more physical defense in this second half, he's got 4 turnovers in this second half. As Jared Ruiz makes the pretty bucket there. So maybe this more physical defense is starting to bother Victor Liz, even though he's got 30 points on 9 of 12 shooting.
And Garone has been doing kind of what I mentioned before the half of really, sticking with him and making sure that there's nothing easy. It's not easy to go get the ball or anything like that.
Urena for 3. That's good! Oh my goodness. Everybody's into the act. .120 to play third quarter. Here's Andy Perez, 2 deep under the bucket. Got it to DeJesus, though. He was cutting and finished with the left hand.
Cozy turned his head,
Nice.
Watched the ball.
Nice job coming to help out Andy Perez. Another 3, another bucket. At some point, you run out of superlatives. Now Ruiz at the other end with the right hand lay-in. I am sitting here with my mouth agape. Cosi, double teamed along the sideline. Swings it left side. Urena again. That sure looked like it was going to be straight in. 30 seconds to play, third quarter. Perez, the jump hook wouldn't go. Rebound pulled down by Urena. Crawford wanted the call there. Nothing. But he did get the bucket. Now DeJesus for 3. That missed. And the third quarter comes to an end. We are tied at 85. Real Estelí outscores Paisas in that third quarter 28-24. And we are tied at 85 heading into the fourth. I'm fairly confident in saying, Andrew Hunt, that we're going to have at least one team over 100 points.
I would probably take that.
I don't know that I've ever seen a BCL America's game where both teams were over 100. Usually when one team hits up,
he needs to stop cooling off.
Yeah. Usually when when one team gets the Hondo, it's because it's a huge blowout. But let's look at the shooting numbers for Paisas. Eric Crawford now 19 points, 2 assists. Christian Arboleda with 3 points, 4 boards. Justin Urena, 5 points. Juan Rosario, 10 points, 4 rebounds. Eric Griffin, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. Victor Liz, through 3 quarters, he's played almost more than anyone else on Paisas. 25 minutes and 27 seconds. Only Eric Crawford's played about 20 seconds more. But Liz has 30 points, 4 rebounds. He does have 5 turnovers now. Glenn Cosi has 4 points and 4 assists. For Real Estelí, Esriel DeJesus, 27 points, 5 assists. Josemel Martinez, 3 points. Farrell Poth, 4. Gabriel Giron, 14. Andy Perez, 3. Bartel Lopez, 3. Jared Ruiz, 22 on 8 of 11 shooting. He's got 4 boards and 2 assists. William Daniels, 7 points, and Ponce Ferguson has 2. through three quarters, Paisas shooting 64%, 55% from the arc, 11 of 20, and 20 of 22 from the free throw line. For Estelí, 62.5%. Paisas actually now shooting better than Estelí. Estelí through three quarters, 11 of 18 for 61% from three-point range, 14 of 18 from the free throw line. Rebounds, Paisas a 20 to 15 advantage. A total of 9 offensive rebounds in this game. And that's just because these teams aren't missing a lot. As Victor Liz bounces off the chest of Andy Perez. And Perez will have a seat. That is his fourth foul. Welcome in once again to Coliseo Evangelista Mora in Cali, Colombia, for this Group A matchup between Paisas Basketball Club of Medellin and Real Estelí of Managua, as Cosi hits the floater. That was pretty. Paisas looking to even up their record in group play. Real Estelí trying not to get saddled with their first loss as Josmel Martinez hits the pretty left-hand floater. Alongside Andrew Hunt, my name is Craig Fada. So glad you can be with us. You picked a heck of a game to tune into as Cosi scores again. In the USA on FanDuel TV, in South America on DirecTV, and around the rest of the world on the BCL Americas YouTube channel and FIBA's Courtside 1891. Ruiz, right side, shot clock down to 7. Fades away from 10, misses wide right. Shot clock did not reset. Giron misses the 3. Good awareness by Giron to realize the shot clock did not reset. Now Liz into the corner. And did Crawford step on the sideline? Apparently he did.
He's done that once or twice already in this game. I meant to say, too, about Crawford. He's been in some positions in a couple of other games where you can see that he just wasn't playing up to his ability. So good to see him in this game really, coming out and scoring some points and doing what it seemed like he was capable of doing. Just, Paisas as a team not shooting well in previous showings.
Giron puts Estelí back on top with that three-pointer. Giron now with 17. Oh, the no-look pass to Juan Rosario. Just a little bit off. I don't know if Rosario was quite expecting it.
It's kind of a hard bounce pass. Had a little bit of speed behind it.
Had a little salsa on it. Well, I think we've more than answered the question. Oh, my! De Jesus again, and he's got 30! But we have more than answered the question as to whether or not the changes for Paisas have made them competitive. They've made them more than competitive. Now, Liz, there's another turnover. Ruiz at the other end. Right-hand layup, and Daniel Seoane wants timeout. As Estelí goes up by 6 with 7:24 to play in this fourth quarter. We talked about the physical defense on Victor Liz. He had only 1 turnover in that first half, 5 in the second half, and we're only 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. Back in a moment, live from Cali. Great preview of the Women's AmeriCup coming up later this year. Both men's and women's coming up this year. Rosario getting it right side to Lease. And Andrew, what have Estelí done here in this second half as Osmel Martinez gets way up there and swats that one out? What have they done to gain the advantage in the last few minutes?
Well, they've been doing a lot better on defense. They've had a few unforced turnovers that kind of got them lucky too, but defense has been the story. We mentioned the defense against Lease for Paisas, and then just getting their rebounds. I mean, Paisas has shot better in the second half, so Estelí is also up in their defense. My guess would be, if I were to look at these stats, that they've had more opportunities to score, because that kind of has to be the case. If one team's shooting a better percentage, you have to have more opportunities at a lower percentage in order to be outscoring them.
We have two players at 30 or more points, another two, well, one more over 20 with another one at 19. So guys just filling it up here tonight. Lease for Paisas with 30 on 9 of 12 shooting. De Jesus for Estelí with 30 points on 11 of 15 shooting. They're both 4 of 6 from three-point range. Jared Ruiz has poured in another 24 for Estelí. Eric Crawford has 19 for Paisas. Eric Griffin with 14. Gabriel Giron now with 17 for Estelí. But it's a 6-point lead with 6:45 to play for Real Estelí. Ponce Ferguson getting it out to De Jesus. Shot clock at 7. De Jesus the drive. Rebound tipped. Controlled in the corner. And here comes Paisas. Griffin trying to take it the whole way himself. Has to pick it up. Gets it to Crawford. Still plenty of time on this possession for Paisas. Crawford into the post to Griffin. Oh, and he throws the elbow into the chest of De Jesus.
Yeah, he didn't do a very good a job of disguising that one.
No, he didn't. Right to the old solar plexus.
Yeah, I'm not sure too. Not a really smart move on Griffin's part. He's got the size advantage. Just go straight up and over the top. Either make the basket, or you've got a good chance at, working De Jesus under the basket on the rebound, and possibly having a second chance. And I know Ferguson was down there too, maybe to clean that up. But
3-on-1 now, and Lease with the lay-in. And now David Rosario wants timeout. Lease now with 32. What a duel between Victor Lease and Esriel De Jesus. A nice little snuggle while watching the game. A game to stir up the emotions, no doubt. Real Estelí up by 4, 95-91. Still plenty of time. About 5.5 minutes to play, dare I say, in regulation. Ten lead changes in this game. Biggest lead for Paisas was 9. Biggest for Estelí was 8.
Estelí being the more experienced team here, I think we'll see. I mean, if they're successful, they're going to kind of keep this game towards the end at their pace. They're going to control the clock and the game, and it helps to have that guy.
Floater by DeJesus, and now he's got 32. We have not seen Eloy Vargas in this game. He started last night against Toros. I don't recall him getting hurt in that game, but he has not played a single minute tonight. The tip falls in. Oh, my. I think that was Griffin that got that tip. And Bartel Lopez getting set to check back in for Real Estelí. 4.5 minutes to play. DeJesus again! DeJesus now with 35 as Real Estelí hits triple digits. Griffin now at the other end shakes the rafters. Now it's becoming more of a duel between DeJesus and Griffin. DeJesus, that prayer won't go, and now Lise turns it over. That's turnover number 7, but a turnover there by Real Estelí. They had a 2-on-1, maybe it was a 3-on-1.
Perfect example there, especially if you've got a big guy running. Drop that ball on the floor. My coach, one of my college coaches I really look up to, he always explained, I get 2 chances to catch it. I get to see it bounce, and then as it comes up, I can judge on where the ball is. Whereas if you throw that chest pass, it sails out.
Shot clock at 6, now 5. The drive by Crawford, and he wanted to call again, didn't get it. And now Estelí will slow it down a little bit. Shot clock down to 6. Now 5. DeJesus driving on Lise. Pulls up. It rings out. Urena to Griffin. Now Crawford for 3. Griffin the rebound to Urena. His shot won't go. Tipped and saved. Now a 3 from the corner. No. Giron fighting for the rebound and saved in the corner by DeJesus. He's got to circle it back around. He did not have numbers. 2.5 minutes to play. DeJesus to Ruiz, working on Cosi. Backs Cosi down, spins into the corner. Martinez for 3. No. Griffin caught that one flat-footed. And an offensive foul. Justin Urena. And Giron stays on the floor. What a big and gutsy defensive play by the veteran from Mexico, Gabriel Giron, 36 years old, giving up his body on that play. Urena tried to go right over the top of him with those 22-year-old springs, but got called for the offensive foul. (100-95) coming up on 2 minutes to play in this fourth quarter. Hope you've been enjoying this one. Lead pass a little bit too far for Hesriel de Jesus, and that is a turnover for Estelí. Nice job defensively, too, by getting in front of de Jesus and not letting him run that one down.
Yeah, it was Griffin, and then kind of shielded the ball as it went out, too, so he didn't have any chance to get to it.
That's what I meant.
That's a veteran move right there.
Glenn Cosi to his right. Whips it back left side. Rosario. Little Euro hook. No. Griffin the rebound. Contact. It won't fall, but he's going to go to the free throw line for a pair. How about the second half Eric Griffin is having? It's another guy who's just been around all over. First team All Big South in 2012 for Campbell University. Two-time champion in the Puerto Rican League. D-League All-Star in 2015. Missed that free throw, though. He was an All-Star in the Israeli League. And that's some pretty high-level ball there. Slam dunk champion in the Israeli League in 2017. Led that league in blocks in 2019. Hits the second to get Paisas back to within 4. Now a little pressure in the backcourt, but Lease backs off. De Jesus inside of a minute and a half to play. He's got 35 points on 13 of 20 shooting. He's 5 of 7 from the arc. Here's Will Daniels missing the three-pointer. Rebounded by Rosario. Here come Paisas again. Cosi. Back to Griffin. Now to Lease. Gets the lane.
Good job there by Martinez, not the foul.
Yeah, for a moment I thought they did call a foul, the way everybody kind of reacted. But now Paisas to within 2 inside of a minute to play. Giron calling out the play. Lease on De Jesus. Now they switch. Giron for 3. That's no good. And now Victor Lease, 34 points. Looking for the tie, perhaps the lead with a tray. Giron picks him back up. Lease fouled by Giron. They did have one to give.
Yeah, well-timed foul.
Yes.
And on the other end,
Almost.
I was just going to say, I don't know why Estelí held the ball for so long. You're only up 4, and the other team's going to get some possessions, even if you hold the ball. They're guaranteed, I think, 3 when this started.
I was kind of wondering that myself.
Not sure if I agree with the strategy.
And on that foul by Giron, it almost looked like he anticipated the crossover and almost didn't need to foul there.
Yeah, that's one I want to foul in that situation. Lease is trying to get around you, and he was making his move to go around.
I
But
get
yeah,
it, but
he
it looked like
almost
he
yeah.
anticipated the crossover and was almost in good enough position to not have to foul.
That's a situation where I always just said I'm gonna make a play for the ball, and then I just talk about following through. If I miss the
Mhm.
ball, I'm gonna follow through and hit you with my whole body, and then make it no doubt that I'm fouling you, and I want to get my arm above your arms so you don't have any chance at throwing a shot up and making it. You know, if that were to occur, that's always my strategy at the end of a game. If I'm down trying to foul, see if I can get a steal, see if maybe if I get the ball and some hand, if they don't really call it, make the refs, see something. But if all else fails, then that's my follow through is I'm going to go ahead and step right into the ball handler and make sure there's no question that the whistle needs to be blown.
And if you're Daniel Seoane, 28 seconds to play, you got to like your options offensively. You've got Crawford, Rosario, Griffin, Lease, and Cozy. All of these guys can score.
Yeah, I think we know who they're going to get the ball to, though.
Well, yeah, they're trying to get it to. Shot clock at 5. Lease
Look at that.
for 3. Missed. Offensive rebound. Back outside to Cozy. He launches the 3. That's good!
Oh, my.
Glenn Cozy gives Paisas the lead. 101 to 100 with 10 seconds to play. And look at the Paisas bench. My goodness. And now if you're David Rosario on the other end, you've got some good options yourself. Ruiz has 24, DeJesus 35, Giron 17. Those guys can all shoot. Will Daniels can shoot it as well. You don't need a 3 here. Maybe a little play, something a little high-low. Look like you're setting something up to try to get it outside and then throw it back in for an easy bucket.
Yeah, I think you're giving this to DeJesus. Maybe have him come off a screen, look for the ball. Giron is probably my second option. And then I'm looking to, if he comes off the ball, if DeJesus comes off the ball to get it, I don't know, he's probably bringing the ball up. But if they try to run him off anything, he's going to catch, look for maybe a screen to get downhill and see if he can draw a foul or anything. Because that's the other thing, too. A foul in this case, you're only down 1. So you can stay alive by going to the free throw line, or if you get a good look at a 2, an easy 2. Yeah, look for Will Daniels to be the screen action guy on this.
Well, let's see who Estelí has on the floor. Looks like they've got their 5 starters. Look at the shot by Cozy. That gives him 11. He's 4 or 5 from the floor. So Giron to inbound. Osmil Martinez in the game with Ruiz, Giron, DeJesus.
Yeah, Martinez is going to screen down for DeJesus. I think DeJesus will go left off of Daniels. That's what I'm anticipating here.
Giron to inbound. DeJesus has it. There's the screen. Outside to Daniels. 5 now, 4. There's Martinez. He misses. And Paisas!
Oh!
Come away with the win over Real Estelí. Well defended the last 10 seconds by Paisas. And they move to 2-2 in group play, handing Real Estelí their first loss. What a fantastic game. Glenn Cozy hitting the game winner with 10.2 seconds to play. 101-100, Paisas upset Real Estelí. What a fantastic game. And look at the celebration for Paisas. Big win for Daniel Seoane, and all of a sudden, Group A completely up for grabs. These two teams will square off again Wednesday on the home floor of Paisas in Medellin. That one is going to be fun. As we look at the final numbers on this one, as we look at the final shot by Glenn Kosey, hitting the three-pointer
Clutch.
with the defender in his face. Yeah, big-time clutch. Paisas, 34 of 57 overall for 59, call it 60% if you round up. 12 of 23 for 52% from three-point range, 21 of 24 from the free throw line. Real Estelí, 36 of 63 for 57%, 14 of 24 for 58% from three-point range, and 14 of 18 from the free throw line. Paisas won the rebounding battle, 34-18. Paisas again tonight with 20 turnovers. And for the second night, having 20-plus turnovers, they win the game. Real Estelí with just 11 turnovers. Individually for Paisas, Eric Crawford, 19 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Christian Arboleda, 3 points, 4 boards. Justin Gerena, 5 points. Juan Rosario, 10 points, 6 boards. Eric Griffin, a monster second half, 19 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists. He also had 3 steals. Victor Lis, 34 points on 11 of 15 shooting, 6 rebounds, 6 second half turnovers, however, as Real Estelí tightened the screws defensively. Glenn Kosey finished the game with 11 points and the game-winning three-pointer with 10.2 to play. He also had 5 assists. For Real Estelí, as we look at the final score, Casriel de Jesus, 35 points on 13 of 20 shooting. As we roll the exciting highlights in this one, de Jesus also had 5 assists and 2 steals. Cosmel Martinez, 5 points. Farrell Paw, 4. Gabriel Giron added 17. 3 rebounds and 2 assists. Andy Perez, 3. Bartel Lopez, 3. Jared Ruiz, 24 points on 9 of 14 shooting. He was 4 of 5 from three-point range. He also had 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Will Daniels finished with 7. Ponce Ferguson had 2. Oh my. Things just got real interesting in Group A. Tomorrow night, it's going to be Real Estelí taking on Toros del Valle. Right back here at Coliseo Evangelista Mora in Cali. Then we are off Monday and Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, Group A resumes in Medellin with these same 2 teams, Paisas and Real Estelí. And then we will also bring you a Group D contest from Franca, Brazil, as Franca takes on CDC Leones. Again, that game tomorrow night, 6:10 p.m. local time, 6:10 Eastern in the U.S. Again, what a fantastic game. The final score, Paisas 101, Real Estelí 100. For my partner, Andrew Hunt, my name is Craig Feda, saying thanks so much for watching, and so long for now.